Being very honest here, if you have anything else to do right now, instead of watching this video, just do that thing. This video is not worth your while, being very honest. And why is that? Because for the last 2 weeks, I should have been doing research on the topic of focus. As I said in the last video, I should have been practicing focus. I should have been trying out new tricks and tips and trying out new techniques and testing out things and doing some courses on focus, but I haven't done any of that. Yeah. So I didn't did anything in terms of focus. I was doing stuff, of course. I was going to gym. I was doing uh my academics. I was doing some courses, but I wasn't doing this thing right here. And yeah, like it's more about my own personal thing than anybody else here. So yeah, I have an exam tomorrow and I'm doing this thing. But anyways, I'll just talk about this thing in the last part of the video. Let's just start with the video. I have nothing to say here. Like I have no research. I have no preparation for this video. I found a paper which I had. I actually like noted some points which I saw in some video or like something, some blog or something. I don't know. Don't even remember. But yeah, it's just like it's very interesting actually, and I feel like it could be helpful. So I'll just mention that thing, make this video, upload this video, and get again in the cycle of content creation. Also, like I got a comment in the last video, so I'll be like mentioning that comment too in this video. It was about environment and how do you like facilitate your environment to be more focus inducing. But yeah, so there are few points. I think 3 or 4 points which I'll mention and I'll just like end the video. Point number 1 is that to focus, right? To focus, to do any task, to focus on any task, there are few prerequisites, there are few prerequisites that we have to keep in mind. First prerequisite is focus blockers. You can see here. I don't know if you can see. Yeah. So first prerequisite is focus blockers, like distractions, things, environment, daydreaming, everything that are focus blockers, So let's just like talk about the environment first. The environment that we study in, that the environment that we work in. For most people, it's what the fuck am I doing, man? It's your study table, right? For most people, at least. It would be like some different place too, but mostly like we do our thing on a table, basically. First of all, no electronics on your table aside from the thing that you're using, your laptop or like your tablet maybe. I have been doing this for a long time. I don't know like where I heard this thing. I just like put my phone in a locker. It's not a locker, like it's a drawer. So yeah, like no electronics on a table, no distractive things like I don't know, random stuff like random mess, just clear table that you can work on. So yeah, your environment, daydreaming. I have talked about daydreaming in the last video. It was like, yeah, I think it was something about daydreaming. You can just like go to that video. Like it was really helpful. You should like go and watch that video too. Then random distractions like some noise, someone calling you, someone like texting you, someone needing some help. All these things like just fucking like stop these things, maybe like if you live in your home, tell your family like don't disturb me, seriously. Like between this time I'll be like focusing on my studies or like on my tasks, so like just don't, be respectful to them and I hope they'll get that thing. Second thing, so first was focus blockers. Second is, okay, like it's not focus blockers by the way, it's flow blockers. Yeah, so like this topics which I noted down, it was about flow. So like flow and focus, right, they basically go hand in hand. Like I'll just like cover this topic after this. So yeah, first was flow blockers, then we have flow proneness. Flow blockers and now flow proneness. What is that? So by flow proneness I mean mind, body, environment, all of this thing should be optimal for you to focus. So your mind shouldn't be cluttered, shouldn't be concerned, shouldn't have any distraction, shouldn't have all these bullshit thoughts or concerns. All your concerns, maybe like write it down on a paper. Like I have talked about this in the last video, but yeah, if you have concerns, write them down on a paper. Don't have any concern while working on something. Zero concerns in your mind. So mind should be completely optimal. Now body, you should be comfortable while you're doing your work. You might be like sitting on a chair. That chair should be comfortable. You should feel comfortable. Unless you have a chronic disease which is painful, which I have. But yeah, you should be in the ideal case scenario. You should be comfortable. So your body should be comfortable. You shouldn't like feel tired, or you shouldn't like sit after eating. So like you'll feel dizzy and lazy. You should just like be comfortable basically. And then your environment, yeah, like there shouldn't be like any background noise, so you can just like use some headphones for that, which I do, and you can like just play some ambient noise, brown noise, black noise. They have all these things, man, on Spotify. You can just like use that thing. So first was flow blockers, second was flow proneness, third is flow triggers. So I feel like not I feel like my vocabulary is so bad. Like I don't feel like, while I feel like the thing which I want to mention next is that flow triggers, right? So like for the flow triggers, there are 4 F's for that. 4 F's. First is focus. So we are talking about focus, and then the first thing that comes for the flow triggers is focus. But yeah, first thing is focus / clarity of the task. When you sit down to work on anything, you should be at least clear about what you're working on. I have noticed this thing, like sometimes you work, sometimes you start to work on something and we are not even like clear about what we are doing. So let's say if you're studying about anatomy, at least like have an idea of like which topics are you going to study in that session. Or if you're working on a project or something, note it down that in this 2 hours, in this 1 hour, in this 45 minutes, in this 3 hours, I'll work on this thing. So for the flow triggers, the first F is focus, or basically clarity of the task. Second F is freedom. You shouldn't have any hurry. Basically, you shouldn't have any negative restrictions on yourself. Like you shouldn't like force yourself to work on that thing. You should be free. Be free. Have the possibility of like not working. Now it sounds weird because it's really hard for you to like even start working. But I'm saying that you should free to like not work, because if you like force yourself to work, you won't really like enjoy the work itself. The whole 1 hour, 2 hour will be like a fucking punishment. Will be like a, I don't know, confinement. So be free. While doing that thing, be free. Like enjoy that thing in some sense. Be free. You can just like stop that thing whenever you want to, basically. But be free. But be free. But be free. So first was focus, clarity of task. Then it's freedom, no hurry, no negative restriction on yourself. Third is feedback. This is so crucial. I use this thing. It's a timer on the tab when I'm studying. I'll just start that timer, so that like it's showing me that how much time has passed by since the moment I start studying. Second thing I have is this thing. I have shown this thing in the daydreaming video. Whenever I get a distraction or I zone out, whatever happens, I'll just like put a line there. You can just watch the daydreaming video. But yeah, I do that. These 2 things give me feedback. Or third could be, you can just ask yourself, 5 minutes have passed by. You have spent 5 minutes on your work. 5 minutes are finished. Just ask yourself. Just ask aloud, how was the work that I've done in the last 5 minutes? Ask yourself, how was the quality of work that I've done in the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, whatever? Get feedback, because if you continue that quality of work, and if that quality of work is not good, then you will do hours of bad quality work continuously, and then you won't realize that. You might realize after working for that long. After like every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 50 minutes, 20 minutes, ask yourself, how was my last 5 minutes of work? Feedback is really crucial, and I actually like do this thing. I'm so glad like now I'm doing this thing. Earlier, like I used to sit for hours and like finish no task. Just like waste time, and it feels so painful because I could have like just wasted that time on something fun. Like watching a movie or like something else, right? But instead I was sitting on the table trying to study, trying to do the task, but not doing the task in actuality. It's like it is the worst, like just fucking just waste your time instead. Don't like do pseudo productivity. It's bullshit. First was focus, clarity of task. Second F was freedom. Third F is feedback. Immediately evaluate your quality of work. If 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 from this video, if from this bullshit video, if you can take 1 point, if you can just take 1 point from this video, take this point. Immediate feedback of everything, of every task. Could be painting, could be dancing, could be anything in your life. Seriously, like could be anything. Immediately evaluate your work. Immediately evaluate your work. Like you could save so much time and energy if you just like do one thing. This thing. Then the fourth F is 4% challenge. So basically, we have to take a task which is like challenging enough, but also easy enough. And as we are doing the task, we should gradually increase the quality, not the quality, sorry. I take my words back. Not the quality, but we should gradually increase the toughness, the level of toughness. So since I'm a student, I'll just like give you my example of studying. If let's say you have to do some MCQs and you have some theory to learn and you have some maths question, the easiest thing would be to learn the theory, right? So the theory, then the MCQs, then the maths questions. Start with the theory. Or if let's say like theory is too easy for you, start with the MCQs. So it should be hard enough, but it should be also easy enough, so that you don't quit. So that you don't quit, but hard enough so that you don't get bored also. So hardness for excitement, for interest, for being engaged in that task, and easiness for not like burning out. So remember this 4% challenge rule. Progressively overload. It should be easy, but not too easy. Should be hard, but not too hard. I hope you got this point. Now, flow, right? All these things that we're talking about till now was about flow. Flow, focus go hand in hand, So I talked about flow blockers, then flow proneness. Then we talked about flow triggers. Flow triggers have 4 Fs. Focus, clarity of task, freedom, feedback, 4% challenge. All these things, from the moment you start work, from the moment you start focusing to the moment you finish your task is a flow cycle. Is a flow cycle. You should not like think about this thing as I need to focus. Think of it as I have to like start a flow cycle, and a cycle, right? It starts and then it ends, and before and like between the start and the end, it has some steps, some points. So which are these points? Which are these points in our flow cycle? First point, very, very, very apparent and very, very easy to like experience. Like everyone experiences like every time. It's the struggle. It's the struggle. It's the frustration, So in our flow cycle, in our focus cycle, in our flow cycle, the first point that we experience is struggle, is frustration, because you're trying to focus and you also have this thing, so like you can't like daydream, so whenever like you daydream, you're just like putting one line here. So like you can't really waste time while sitting, and you have a timer on, so you can't like really zone out, because you are very aware of the fact that you are doing this thing right now, so you can't zone out. And you're like every 5 minutes you're evaluating your work, so you can't like really run away from it, right? You are in it. Like we have created an environment here, very 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 strong environment, that's focus inducing, that's flow inducing, so flow is like trying to the flow cycle is trying to start here, but you will feel struggle and frustration in the first point of the cycle. Okay, so your whole environment is perfect, is optimal, not perfect but optimal. Your body, your mind, your surrounding is optimal. There are no flow blockers, so you are flow prone. You're not having any flow blockers. You are having all the flow triggers, the 4 Fs. And now you have started your task, your work. First thing that you'll face is struggle or frustration. You'll feel frustration. I feel this every day. The first time I start my work, I feel frustrated, like my brain is like, why the fuck you're forcing like me to do all this thing, it's just frustrating. You have to continue your work regardless of that frustration or that struggle. Continue for few minutes, for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Just try to stretch it as long as possible, because the second point of our flow cycle will be release. So let's say I started studying anatomy. For 20 minutes, I was absolutely fucked up. My brain was fucked up. My brain was cooked, My brain was like just too frustrated of that forceful thing that I was doing with it. The forceful focus that I had, the forceful, not forceful, but like really focus inducing environment I had for my brain, So let's say 20 minutes have passed away. Now it's the time for release. Like not release, but yeah, release. Release of that struggle, of that frustration. So maybe stand up, or like maybe just like keep sitting down and stop your task for, let's say, 1 minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Okay, maybe like take some deep breaths, maybe like close your eyes, maybe like listen to a music. Here we're trying to like release the frustration, the tension that you have developed, the frustration that your mind has developed in the last 20 minutes of you trying to focus. So first flow cycle event is struggle, frustration. Second is release. As soon as you release, you'll feel like, okay, now I can work, because you have worked for 20 minutes or 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. Now you have released the frustration. Now your mind is like back to business, because like now your mind is functioning. It's working, It's oiled up now. It's oiled up now, Now you're in the zone, Now you're in the zone. Okay. So now start the flow phase. Now you will feel focused, Now you won't have like much distractions. If you have occasional distraction in this flow phase, then you can just like put the lines thing. You can just like put your concerns on a paper and keep working, This flow phase will be like very small when you're like very new when you are very new at trying to focus and trying to build a flow cycle. It could be like this flow phase could be like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. For me, it's usually like 20 minutes now. After my struggle and after I release the struggle, I get into a flow cycle, a flow phase, and it lasts for like 20 minutes, 10 minutes, sometimes it depends on the task. So now you have achieved the flow phase. Now the fourth and last stage, or the last point in the flow cycle, is the recovery phase. You stop your task. You have done all the work that you could have in that time frame, 1 hour, 2 hour, 50 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever. Stop the task completely. Stand up. Take deep breaths. Take rest of like 10 minutes or like let's say 15 minutes, right? You have finished your flow cycle. congratulate yourself, to reward yourself. Like, I don't know, whatever you like, man. Seriously, like eat a chocolate or anything, anything that you want to do. That the way you want to reward yourself for that flow cycle that you finished successfully. So once flow cycle has finished, take your time, take the break, 10 minutes, 50 minutes, 20 minutes. Now again, we start the flow cycle. Now again, we start the flow cycle. The whole cycle will repeat like that. Now you have a framework. I hope now you have a framework for focus. Now you will have a structure while you're trying to do a task. This video was really bad actually, because I haven't done like any research, but I guess like it turned out to be kind of okayish. People have like told me to like make my video more structured, because they feel like I talk a lot, I talk about random shit, and like my topics doesn't really like correlate to each other. So like there is no structure, but in this video I hope there was a structure. Yeah, man. I have two exam actually tomorrow, but I had to like record this video, man. I don't like, I'm in a very weird stage right now. Like, so I finished my whole storage. My phone storage was finished. That's why like the video stopped abruptly. I swear, like one of my goals of life right now is to like buy a phone, let's say iPhone, with like 1 TB storage. So I won't like run out of storage every single time. Fuck this shit, seriously, man. Fuck this shit. But yeah, I'll try and post more videos. Seriously, I'll be more consistent. I hope. I don't hope. I'll work towards that. I'll be more consistent with my videos. I'll improve the quality. I'll improve the scripts. I don't have any scripts right now. But yeah, this series, right, which I'm doing right now, figuring out series. It's the first topic of the series focus, so that's why like videos are like very shit. But in future, like I hope, not I hope again. I'll make sure that the videos are nice, that the videos are valuable actually. Yeah, and somehow I will figure it out. I'll make this thing work out, yeah. I'll just like make this thing work out, because this thing has to work out. This thing has to work out. Check my setup, by the way. Damn. The fuck. Okay, peace out.